I've spent more than over £5 million on Facebook ads across hundreds of campaigns over the past 10 plus years. And I can tell you with absolute certainty that 95% of what people focus on in Facebook ads doesn't move the needle at all. Most advertisers obsess over audiences, ad placements, bidding strategies, and all the shiny objects. Meanwhile, they completely ignore three things that actually determine whether you make more money or lose money. I am Sanidhya Paveja, and today I am going to give you the money framework, which basically surrounds around 5 variables that actually matter when you are spending real money on Facebook ads. So if you're tired of tweaking settings that don't impact results and want to focus on what actually drives profit, this framework will change everything. So let's dive in. Now, before I give you the framework, let me destroy 3 biggest lies about what moves the needle in Facebook ads, which people generally think. The lie number 1 is it's all about precise targeting, and I have mentioned the same in a lot of my previous videos that this is a myth. I've spent millions in testing and almost every audience combination imaginable. Detailed interests, behaviors, demographics, all of it. And here's the truth about audience targeting. Audience targeting accounts for maybe 10% of your results. The other 90%, it's not what you think. And I'm about to show you what it is. I've seen campaigns with perfect targeting fail miserably, and I think you must have also done that if you have performed enough experiments. While broad targeting or open targeting with strong creative scales to millions. Yet everyone is still obsessed over finding a perfect audience. Then the lie number 2 is audience campaign structures are the key. So you need 47 different campaign types with sophisticated bidding strategies, and that's bullshit. Some of my best performing campaigns use the simplest possible structure, and I've scaled single campaign from £100 per day or $100 per day to £50,000 per day with basic settings. So basically, complexity or complex doesn't mean effective. In fact, complexity usually hurts performance because you are spreading data way too thin. Then the lie number 3 is it's about the platform features. So this one is a big one. You need to understand that a lot of people will come to you and they'll be like, use Advantage Plus campaigns, use dynamic creative optimization, and all the latest features which are around over here. And I think that's wrong. I made millions using basic campaign setups that haven't changed in 3 years. See, Facebook wants you to believe that their new features are game changers. A few of them are. For example, when Catalog was launched in 2016, it was a game changer. But not everything that they are bringing in is actually a game changer. It's not. And they are mostly distractions from what actually works. So if targeting, complex structures, and platform features don't move the needle, then what does? And that's where the money framework comes in. The money framework is an acronym which I created. Let me tell you what does that mean. So after spending more than £5 million and analyzing what separates winning campaigns from losers, I have identified exactly 5 variables that actually move the needle. And they are in this sequence. M stands for message that resonates, O stands for offer that converts, N stands for numbers that matter, E stands for execution that scales, and Y stands for yield optimization. Now here's what's powerful about this framework. These 5 variables account for 90% of your Facebook ad success. Everything else, audiences, placements, campaign types, that's other 10%. Well, they do matter, but not as much as you think. Think of it like a car. You can obsess over the paint, color, seat covers, and air fresheners, and they are equivalent to audiences, placements, and bidding. But if the engine is broken, which is your message and offer, you're not going anywhere. And most advertisers spend 90% of their time on the 10% that doesn't matter, and the 10% of their time on the 90% that does matter. And that's some backward thinking. Now let me break down each component and show you exactly how to optimize the variables that actually drive results. So first one is message that resonates. This is the single biggest driver of Facebook ad success, and it is what most people completely screw up. So that's why here's my message framework that you can steal, and I've used this to create so many winning campaigns that I can't even remember, because every campaign almost which uses this strategy is a winning one. And it's very basic, which is level 1 is hook. So your hook rate needs to be above 30%. That's basically 3-second video views divided by impressions. So if people aren't stopping and watching, then nothing else matters. And this is so basic that many of the experienced Facebook advertisers know about this, but still they don't optimize on it. Then the level 2 is problem identification. So you need to identify the problem your audience actually cares about and not what you think they should care about. And then level 3 is solution revelation. This is also called problem agitate solution framework basically. But over here we have added hook also, because if you don't have a good hook, then they will not stay long enough to listen to your problem, agitate, and solution. So therefore finally present the solution as a logical answer to your problem which is identified. But do keep in mind that you have to introduce the problem and agitate it to a level that they stick around and feel like it's a logical solution, so that they end up clicking on it and they're warmed up enough to finally purchase. Now, this is so important that I could keep talking about this for an hour, and that's why in my 3-hour Meta Ads AI workshop, I show you exactly how to craft messages that convert and do it systematically with the help of AI. We start with target audience, move on to finding customer personas to identify a pain point, and finally cover messaging. The link to the workshop is in the description. You can watch it right now after completing this video. Now moving on to O of money, which stands for offer that converts. Your offer is what actually get when they take action, and most offers are weak as hell. Now here's my offer framework that converts. The first component is clear value proposition. What exactly are they getting? Be specific. Like marketing consultation is vague, but Facebook ads audit revealing exactly why your ROAS is below 3.0 is very specific, because I'm targeting e-commerce folks, I'm targeting people who are running Facebook ads, right? And it's pretty specific, to be honest. Like that exact slum I'm targeting, which is most of the time 3. Then the second component is risk removal. What's the risk of saying yes? Remove it. Money back guarantee, free trials, pay only if you get results, whatever it takes, just use that. And the final component, the third component, is urgency or scarcity. See, there should be a cost associated for not acting right now. So why is life so precious? Because there is a time bound which is there. If there was no time bound, then we won't be getting out of bed and doing anything that we want. Same goes with your offer. Why should they act now instead of later? So limited spots, price increase, or bonus expiration. Give them a reason to move. That's all. Now here's an example. Here's an example of an offer that converted at 23% for a $2,000 service. So the value proposition was complete Facebook ads audit revealing the 3 mistakes that are costing you money. Then the risk removal over here was that if we don't find at least $5,000 in optimization opportunities, then it's free. It's completely free. And then finally the urgency was only 10 audit spots available this month. Now, if I was you, I would have taken all these components, fed it to an AI model, and then asked it to replicate the same for my offer. It can be in any field, it can be for whatever niche you are in. The strong offer converted 15 times better than the previous one. Now, here's what spending £5 million taught me. People don't buy products or services, they buy outcomes and transformations. Your offer needs to clearly articulate the transformation they'll experience. Now, there's a thumb rule to offer optimization, which is spend more time crafting your offer than your ad creative. Why? Because first of all, a great offer makes the creative easy, right? It makes your job of creating or coming up with angles pretty easy. A weak offer makes even great creatives also fail. Like even if you apply your mind and you're able to get a good creative, it will still fail because there's something wrong with the offer. Then moving on to the alphabet N of money, which is numbers that matter. So most advertisers track 47 different metrics and optimize for none of them properly. So after spending a lot of money, here are the only numbers that actually matter according to me. And also there's a hack here. Basically what you have to do is, it's very logical. You have to trace the user journey. And what does that mean? So a person clicks on the ad. So you have to measure how affordable that is for you. And you can do so by measuring CPC for link clicks. Then in the user journey, they will visit your landing page, which is measured by cost per landing page view. Then they click on the add to cart, so you measure the cost per add to cart. Then they initiate checkout, so you measure cost per initiate checkout. Then they purchase, so you calculate cost per purchase. Then you want to measure, average order value, so that you know what they are spending on average after visiting the website. Then ROAS, so you know what you're getting in return. So these are the main metrics. Then you want to know some peripheral metrics also, which are how many average touch points do people require before making the purchase, so that you can align your strategy accordingly. You can do carpet bombing properly. And then finally, you need to know what is the customer lifetime value eventually. Once you have mastered these core numbers, these core metrics, then you can go ahead and master these also, which are not necessary but are good for you. The first one is new customer cost per acquisition. The second one is new visitor percentage against each campaign, and a few more metrics which I'm not going to bore you with, but having these peripheral metrics is a good idea. But master the ones which I mentioned first, because these are the core ones and you need to know what is happening before moving on to other metrics. Also, please do yourself a favor, get a first party attribution tool like Recosity, because with Recosity you can absolutely be sure about how things are actually performing. Otherwise, you will keep guessing what is happening and relying on Facebook ads dashboard or Google ads dashboard, and that is never a good idea, to be very honest. And also the metrics like new visitor percentage, new customer cost per acquisition, new customer cost per click, these are only available in the first party attribution tools, not on Facebook. Now at Recosity.io, just a disclaimer, is co-founded by me, okay, and this will help you with the real data from your backend instead of relying with the false data that that you are seeing on your Facebook ad dashboard or Google ad dashboard. Then we go on for E, alphabet E, which stands for execution that scales. So having right message, offer and number means nothing if you can't execute consistently. Therefore, here's my execution framework, and which you should absolutely stay. The phase 1 of the execution framework is foundation. So test 5 message variations with identical offers, and you can do so by just writing them down on the sticky note. That's all all. Identify winning message patterns, set up proper attribution tracking, and these are the things which you have to do in the phase 1. Then in phase 2, you have to do amplification. Scale the winning message aggressively, because this template of sticky note actually works and it will always work. Once you know which message is working, then 2x, 5x the budget by increasing a lot of, creating a lot of basically creating a lot of ads around that, and ads with different templates. Then you can create message variation based on the winners, and you can do that on the sticky note again before committing to any other template. Then duplicate and refresh each campaign every 5 to 7 days. Then finally, the phase 3 is multiplication, which starts from week 4. Now what you have to do over here is expand to new markets, demographics with winning messages. Also, when I say that you have to expand to new markets, you have to expand to new markets with the help of messaging, not by demographics, because interest-based targeting doesn't work, okay? So you will have to focus on more pain points with the help of new winning messages, and that's what I teach in the workshop. So go ahead, check out the workshop, and you would know how to do creative targeting properly. So speed of implementation beats perfection of planning. So once you have a winner, move fast before creative burns out. So you have to execute faster, because your competitor will also see it and they will also be copying it. So before the well dries up, right, you have to get as much out of it as possible. Then we finally move on to the last alphabet, which is Y, and it stands for yield optimization. This is about maximizing the return from every dollar or pound you spend, and it is where the most people leave money on the table. Now here is my yield optimization system, which you should definitely steal. So level 1 is creative yield. Now understand, over here you have to monitor frequency daily. Refresh the creative before it hits 2.5 frequency, given that the CPA is climbing up. If the CPA is not climbing up, leave it. Otherwise, go ahead, change it. Test 3 to 5 variations of every winning creative every week. It can be using a different overlay, different background color, different voiceover, different maybe AI voiceover, or it can be anything. 100 things are there, okay? Then level 2 is budget yield. Allocate 70% to winners, 30% to testing. Scale winners until the performance drops by 20%. But if your account is new and you don't have winners, then scale the early winners as much as possible. Then level 3 is audience yield. Start broad, let Facebook find your customers. Figure out the pain points and messaging that works. Then reverse engineer the customer personas and try to figure out more customer personas that might have similar problems. Now let that sink in. I'm not asking you to go for that tool which is interest-based targeting. Yes, I'm not. Okay. Look at Reddit forums and find more of such people. And then once you have found them, find more problems that these new customers or customer personas that you have found have, right? So that becomes a loop. So you have a problem, then you find multiple customer personas around it. Then with new customer personas, you are again able to find problems. Then this, then this, then this, right? Now here's the yield rule. Every pound should work harder this month than it did last month. That's all. If your efficiency isn't improving, you're going backwards. So you have to understand that. Now let me show you money in action with a client who was spending roughly £40,000 per month with disappointing results. Before money framework, their spend was £40,000 and the ROAS was 1.8, which was barely profitable for them. Now they had 12 different campaigns, and their focus was audience testing and basically just trying new campaign structures, which was horrible. So we started implementing money framework for them, and it took longer than we expected to start seeing results. The month 1 was message and offers, because generally what happens was in just 1 week we are able to do this, but it took us 1 month to do so for them because it was so convoluted for them. But in general, it should take you only 1 week if the situation is not that complex as we faced. So we tested 15 different message angles, redesigned offer with clear value prop and risk removal. The immediate result that we saw was that the ROAS improved to 2.8. And also we implemented Recosity for real attribution data. Then month 2, numbers and execution. With Recosity now collecting enough data, we figured out what was the lifetime value of the people and discovered that the actual ROAS was 3.9, not 2.8. So we scaled aggressively based on the real data. Now this was the result. We reached to £75,000 per month at a 3.7 ROAS. Then month 3 was finally yield optimization. We came up with systematic creative refresh every 5 days, and we had set up a process for them where automatically after every 5 days we were getting a lot of creatives for us. And then we reallocated the budget to real performance and we started scaling up like crazy. We eliminated audience testing completely, and that's how they realized that broad works. And that's all. And rest of it is just 10% of what actually works. And we focused only on 90% that works. And this is how the total transformation looked like. We were spending earlier £40,000 at a ROAS of 1.8, and we moved on to, or after money implementation, it moved to £100,000 at a ROAS of 4.1. What were the key insights? We stopped working on the 10% that doesn't matter and focused exclusively on the money framework variables that actually move the needle. Now here's how exactly you can implement money starting today. For the first week, just work on message. Audit your current ad creative. Does it have a hook that stops people in the first 3 seconds? Is your hook rate above 30%? Does it identify a real problem, or the ad, does it identify the real problem your audience cares about? Is your hold rate more than 30%? If no one cares about it, then try 5 new messaging angles today itself. Then set up proper attribution tracking. You cannot optimize what you cannot measure accurately. So if you're optimizing based on Facebook's incomplete data or Google's incomplete data, you are wasting money. So just implement Recosity.io for yourself. Then next week, offer. So rewrite your offer using the framework I showed you. Clear value proposition, risk removal, and urgency. And here you go. So test it against your current offer and you'll see enormous improvement. Then week 3, numbers. Start looking at the Recosity data properly so that you know exactly. We'll start looking at it from the first day itself, but on the week 3, it will be giving you really good data because it would have accumulated last 3 weeks data and you would have enough look back window to eliminate noise or luck out of the equation. And it's a good idea to have it rather than relying on Facebook ads dashboard. Then execution and yield will be something that will be ongoing. So scale what works, kill what doesn't, and optimize for maximum yield on every dollar or pound you spend. Now, here's the reality. Free advice like this video can only take you so far. You can implement money for yourself, money framework for yourself, but if you want real meaningful results and want to scale your business with professional help, then book a consultation call with us. It's in the description. Go ahead, check it out. On that call, we'll analyze your current campaigns and probably help you with the money framework or maybe give you some solutions that's a long-term solution. And you will be able to identify exactly what you're leaving on the table. How much money are you leaving on the table? And we'll show you, where to focus on and what would be the next course of action or what should be the next course of action for you. The link to that is in the description below. But remember, we only work with businesses serious about scaling based on what actually works, and we take only 10 audit calls per month because it takes a lot of time for us to audit them. And once we do so, it takes a lot of time. It's basically demand and supply. I'm not creating some false emergency. Okay. So until next time, stop optimizing for 10%. That doesn't matter, and start focusing on the money framework that actually moves the needle.